Of you want to travel, but I always hear this same excuse: I don't have money, I don't have money, traveling is so expensive, I do not have the money. Now my question is it that you don't have the money, or you actually just saying something that people do say? Have you had the experience of travel to say that it's expensive? Have you done your accounts and your analysis and known how expensive what you want to do is? And if you say it's expensive, is that where you want to remain? If you say it's expensive, is it because you don't have the money, or you're prioritizing other things that are less important, or prioritizing other people's interests before your own interests? So this excuse of I do not have money, I can't travel, traveling is expensive, is not something that should cut it for you. If you want to travel, if you think this is something you love to do, then money should not be an issue. Remember, it's always an advantage for you as a person to travel in so many ways, uncountable ways. So having traveled widely, how would I advise you to actually start traveling even today with whatever it is that you have? Anytime someone asks you what you want to do, is you want to travel the world. You want to see different places. You want to go to the corners of the world that you always saw on the calendar. And that was my story. All I wanted to do was travel the world. I always loved the calendars that used to be brought at home. If you lived in the rural area or even in Nairobi, remember the nice calendars which had like really nice places? Each page would tell you like this is Malaysia, this is Singapore, this is New York, this is London, this is Italy, this is Spain. That is what we wanted. And a lot of people still want that. I know a lot of you still want that. That is a dream. So what's killing the dream? Why not traveling? Why don't you travel? So you keep saying you want to travel when you get money, when you get time, when you have the energy. That's not gonna happen. You need to up and go. You need to start traveling right now. Everyone I talk to says they want to travel, but nobody is taking the steps to start traveling. And here, I have traveled the world extensively. I have the knowledge, the experience to show you and tell you exactly how you can make that happen. If it's money, which I believe is the biggest issue, I know exactly what I need to tell you for you to get off that chair and start experiencing the world the way you're meant to. We are not meant to stay stationary. We are not meant to experience just one page of this huge book called the world. We are meant to experience every single page in amazing ways, interact with people from different cultures, and open your mind. And for me, like I always say, travel and money are closely interlinked. If you travel the world, your ideas, your perspective, the way you look at things, the way you think, the way you reason, completely different. And I know this because, trust me, I have traveled extensively. Those who know can check my YouTube channel. You know I have traveled a lot, and that's just what I have recorded. I started traveling way back, and it's not because I had so much money. No, because I had the time and energy. I'm gonna look at how can you travel on a budget. This video is about traveling on a budget. How can you travel with little to no money? Okay, I'm gonna give you practical steps. But before we get there, I want to answer 3 very critical questions to this discussion. Number 1, there are those people who say they cannot travel because it's expensive. This is a very common thing that most people say. Everyone just says, okay, I can't travel because it's expensive. What do you mean by expensive? What is expensive to you? Have you actually sat down, looked at the numbers, looked at what it would cost you for you to say it's expensive? Or it's just that cliche word because a lot of people say traveling is expensive, it takes money, traveling is very expensive, or you are guilty of spending money on yourself because you have low self-worth. You don't want to spend money on yourself. You don't want to neglect your siblings. You don't want to neglect someone else. No, that's not your responsibility. Traveling should be part of the responsibilities you have. Everyone else can go hang because you are taking care of you. You only take care of people to the level that you can. And that level does not have to impede on your own lifestyle. And traveling is part of that lifestyle. So if you are helping people and you cannot even afford to do the things you love, like traveling, then you are now self-betraying. Before you tell me it's expensive, make sure you know the numbers of what you want to do. You want to go to Mombasa, for example. How much will it cost you? I'm going to Vipingo in Mombasa next month. I just came from Venice. in Italy. I came from Trieste in Italy. I came from Santorini in Greece. I came from Zanzibar less than 2 weeks ago. I know what it cost me. I know the price. So what I'm asking you is, can you iterate the items, iterate every single thing? And I do a lot of videos here that tells you how much I spend on transport, on the flight, local accommodation, on food, on some of the things that are necessary for my travel. I know. So if I say expensive, it's expensive because I can tell you it's expensive because it's costing me this much. If I say it's cheap or it's affordable, I know how much it's costing. So a lot of people, they work, they get money, they have cash flow. That's not their issue. But they keep saying traveling is expensive. It's expensive in what sense? How much does it cost? Have you looked at the amount, compared it to your cash flow, inflow and outflow, and know that you cannot spare anything for you to travel? And if you can't spare anything for you to travel, what is it that you're spending your money on? Because I know a lot of people are spending money on the things that don't help them, things that they don't enjoy, things that they are doing for their friends, things that they are doing for people to see or people to to appreciate them or to do whatever. You're spending your money in the places that don't give you any joy. Some give tithe that's taking like mostly quarter of your money. So you're giving money to church, you're giving money to schools, you're giving money to all these people, but you can't give money to yourself to travel. So you need to know, where is your money going to? Where is most of your money going to? Are you giving your money all to your parents? Are you giving your money all to your siblings? Is your money all going to the bar? Is your money going to your friends? Is your money going to places you don't even know, or money just disappears off your hand? That's financial trauma, by the way. So you need to come for coaching. Remember, Ken's Money Matters coaching. So anyway, where is your money going? So that's one thing you need to know. So you need to iterate, know how, when you say expensive, how much does it cost you? And if you say it's costing me 10,000, can 10,000 come off your income, off your revenue, off your salary? If it can't come off your salary, so far, what is your salary going into? You must be intentional and careful and serious about what you want. The second question on this discussion is, let's say you've done that and it's still expensive. So genuinely you're earning 20,000 Kenya shillings, traveling is gonna cost you maybe 10,000, and you feel that's not good because then you have to pay rent, you have to pay other bills, you have to take care of 1, 2, 3 things, right? So what do you do in that case? It's actually expensive. In your case, it's expensive for you. If it is actually expensive and you realize that it can't really come off what you have at the moment, you need to start deciding on, where does your money go? Be intentional about your money. If there are bills that you keep paying, traveling can be part of the bills. You need to start thinking of ways of making more money. You need to start thinking of ways in which you can grow the money you have so you can make extra of it. And these are things that we do in finance coaching. We talk of investing money. We talk of saving for traveling. We talk of proper budgeting, proper financial planning. Check Ken's Money Matters website. You will see lots of information on that. But anyway, what I'm saying is, you need to clearly itemize, you need to clearly analyze, you need to do what we call financial health assessment and see where your money is going to. I have worked with clients and we have been able to take money off things that they do not enjoy, things that don't add value to their lives, and we put that money into things that add value to their lives, e.g. traveling. So what you do in that case is truly expensive. We start looking into ways in which you can make some extra money. And think about it. When we say expensive, what do we mean? You can go to so many places within your locality. You can travel locally. I've traveled in so many places in Kenya, places that could actually cost you way less. For instance, people like going to, let's say, Naivasha or Nanyuki, or you want to go to, which is a nice place in Kenya. You want to go to Mombasa, you want to go to Diani, you want to go to Vipingo, you want to go to, Coast is quite a nice place. So nowadays we have the SGR. If you can book early enough, you will get a good price. So let's say you get 3,500 or 3,000 or up to 5,000, right? You get an Airbnb that's next to the beach, a nice cool Airbnb, not so expensive, starts from 2,000 or even sometimes even 1,000 per night. You go there for 2 nights. For a weekend, you have access to the beach, you are enjoying, you eat street food, you're a Kenyan, you understand how the things work, you can eat anywhere, you can eat in cheap places, and you've enjoyed, you've relaxed, you've seen Mombasa, you've gone to the beach, you've taken a holiday. It won't cost you so much. But the problem again is our mindset towards traveling. We think of traveling as something that I need 3 weeks. How are you going to get 3 weeks if your holidays in a year are only probably 25 days? Some of your own commitments have taken more days. Then you have a few more days left and you want to travel the world. How are you going to do it? You are also not planning your finances so you can retire early. You're planning to work until you're 65. So basically your dream is dying right in front of your eyes. So the mindset we have towards traveling has to change in terms of make it affordable. And make it something you can even do over a weekend. You don't have to wait for holidays. You don't have to go for 2 weeks. I don't know what you'd be doing in Mombasa, for example, for 2 weeks. I don't know what you'll be doing in a national park in Naivasha or Nanyuki for 2 weeks. I feel that 3 days, 4 days is a good time to experience a good place, especially when you're within the country. You go to Mombasa 3, 4 days, it's good enough. You don't have to wait for a long time. And that's how you get to nurture that habit of traveling. So that's for those who say it's expensive. For sure, I've done my maths and it's still expensive. Start looking into your mindset. Start looking into how can you make more money. Start looking into where's your money going into. Start looking into how can you grow the money you have. Start looking into how can I make more money. Start looking into how can I start saving now so that I can pay for my holiday. Start looking into how cheap can I make my holiday. And these are things I can help you with. The third question is, you've done the first 2 steps. You have done the calculations. You've done your maths. You know how everything is going. You realize it's expensive, so you know the numbers. So you don't have money. So let's assume you don't have any cash. But is this what you're going to resign to? That's the question now. Are you going to resign to the fact that you don't have money? And that's where we come in as finance coaches. We teach you on ways you can start generating income. We talk about business opportunities. Right now, as we speak, I'm talking about different small business opportunities. And this is something I've gone through, so it's not something strange to me. I'm not like a billionaire or anything. I'm going through this right now, so I'm working through it. I'm going through financial freedom. I'm saving, I'm investing, I'm working, I'm doing businesses. So when I'm telling you something, I'm not telling you something off the cuff. I'm telling you things that I'm experiencing. And that's the beauty of having a session with me, is because I'm telling you exactly what I'm going through. I'm traveling, I'm experiencing the world, I'm living my best life, I'm living in a city that I've always wanted when I was a kid. So I'm enjoying my life and I'm still making money. I haven't reached the level I want yet. That's still a long way because I want a lot of money. I want a lot of money. I'm going to be very rich. So I'm still in that process. And I'm not stopping my life because I'm in that process. I have to enjoy my life now because I have the strength now to travel. Sometimes when I go to these new places, I find old people struggling to walk, struggling to even hold a camera. And that's not what I want. I want to be sitting back in my rural area, probably, or in Viping or my nice beach house, chilled when I'm older. Right now, I want to experience the world. I want to enjoy traveling. So don't be that person who is sitting for 17, 18, 30 years at a workplace saying you want to travel. Get help so that you can start traveling today. And if you say it's expensive, you don't have cash flow, then these are the things we work on. We work on the fact that can you make some money? And the moment you start making that little money, how much you go to traveling, so you can nurture and build that habit of traveling. And that is how we help you to travel on a budget. Traveling on a budget is quite easy. These are the questions you need to ask yourself. When you get to the point whereby, okay, now I know where I want to go to, I know how much I should be spending. Now we talk about how do you get the money. And most people have the money already, they just don't know it because they haven't done any financial analysis, they haven't done any financial assessment. So they have the money, but they don't know it, because I've done so many sessions with people like this who have the money, but they didn't know they have that extra money. But those who don't, then we work on how do you make that money? And how do you start easy? How do you start by traveling, by spending just 5,000 to travel? How do you start by spending 3,000 to travel? Because you can't actually travel with 3,000. You need a bus, 1,000, to and fro, 2,000. You go somewhere, you don't need to sleep there. You eat something, you relax, easy, back home. That is traveling. You start nurturing that habit. You start getting off your comfort zone. But if you're sitting there waiting to take a plane and go to New York one day, it's not going to happen. Start easy, start local, go with friends, go with groups, find these deals that people are offering online whereby you pay as a group and you go as a group. You have transport, you have food, you have everything taken care of. And that's how you start traveling. Traveling on a budget has never been so easy. Remember, you can even have a phone consultation with me at just $2K. Call me, check my website, www.kensmoneymatters.com, and make sure you reach out to me.